So all he needs to do is talk to their lawyers, right?
Evidently, there's been a mistake.
So you just logged onto your email this morning and you got this.
As of Tuesday, May 14th, 2030, the United States National Health Service regrets that it will no longer be providing follow-up care for your chronic neurological condition. Please consult your neurologist immediately. We apologize for any inconvenience this may cause.
Inconvenience? Like it's nothing.
This is an experimental treatment. The monthly costs are in the thousands, but if you amortize it over the number of patients and extrapolate the cost versus benefit paradigm
Slow
decided...
down, honey. Not everybody can keep up with you.
I'll contact the National Health Service legal department. This is pretty abrupt even by their standards. What are the treatments?
Well, the treatments are fairly simple positron emission tomography scans in which the physician injects each patient with a tracer substance called carbon-11 raclopride, which monitors dopamine emissions from the device.
I'm sorry, what is this device?
Didn't I mention it?
He's embarrassed to talk about it. There's nothing to be ashamed of. He has a neural implant.
Oh, so you used to be blind?
No. Well, the truth is, I used to be. Or still am, in the technical sense. Severely mentally retarded.
So this guy was mentally retarded, but he was given a neural implant.
Experimental study about 10 years ago. 1,500 adults with mild to severe mental retardation. That's an IQ of under 60. They put a chip in their cerebral cortex that speeds up neural firing and improves the connection between synapses.
Hey, look, I met this guy with a neural implant once at a Christmas party. Let's be honest, he was a freak. Sensitive.
So what are we doing for him?
Well, he needs drugs to prevent an autoimmune response. He needs a brain scan every month to prevent infection. All of a sudden, the geniuses at the National Health Service won't pay. We may's gotta look into it.
I did. There's a problem with the implant. Turns out it erodes dopamine production. So at first it's like Parkinson's disease, paralysis, shaking, memory loss, blackouts. Then you can't speak, and eventually you can't breathe. Of the initial study group, 6 are already dead, and over half are showing initial onset symptoms.
This guy's gonna die?
Yes, unless he gets the implant removed. Turns out that's why health services contacted him. If he has it removed, the dopamine loss can be reversed, and his chances of survival are good.
So he gets to go back to being mentally retarded.
He gets to live.
My mother was right. Never bring a guy home who you met at a party. Because one minute, you're flirting. You do a little dopa, you get a little wasted, you bring him home, you have just this great sex, and then boom, some jokers in a uniform at your front door with a summons.
You had sex with this man, and now he's suing you?
Turns out he didn't like the sex.
You can't sue someone just for that.
You can, because I am being sued for, look, blah, 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 unimportant. Oh, right here. Reckless infliction of emotional distress. $500,000.
What exactly transpired that supposedly caused $500,000 worth of emotional distress?
Nothing. The sex was amazing. I thought we really had something. And then the next morning, he sobers up, takes a good look at my body, and sues me.
He didn't like your body?
I've heard of picky, but come on. I mean, just because I have a penis.
So now he goes back to the health service and they break it to him?
No, I'm going to.
Why? I mean, there's no legal case, just a bureaucratic snafu.
If I let them handle it, they'll inform him by computerized voice letter. And I can't do that to him.
Going off caffeine or something? You're wearing a patch.
No, just breaking a bad habit.
So she's a man?
No. She's a woman with a penis.
What? She got a penis surgically attached. Why?
For decoration. I don't know. It's this new thing apparently with women.
Well, like in those spam ads?
Yeah.
I didn't realize anyone actually did that.
Yeah, they grow them in labs from cell cultures, you know, like noses.
Does it work?
Nope. She said that's just for transsexuals, and besides, the full hookup was too expensive.
What'd she look like? She got like a lantern jaw and a 5 o'clock shadow?
You really want to know? She's kind of hot.
Foxy?
Please state your name and business.
Foxy, it's me. Darwin.
I gotta hand it to you. I gotta hand it to you. The thing is a godsend.
The thing?
Yeah.
This is yours.
Yeah. Well, seeing the way she works for you, oh my God. I mean, come on. Last week when you two pulled an all-nighter and she dug up all those precedents, no whining, no overtime. I mean, I put in a rush order. They just installed her this morning. And they make it so easy. I mean, all I had to do is just plug the thing in.
Wait a minute. Wait, Tom. Okay, what happened to, what's his name? Your assistant. Bill. Where's Bill?
Please, I fired him. Well, he was out half the time at auditions anyway.
You messing with me?
What?
Are you messing with me?
You don't mind, do you? I mean, well, I guess I could select a different face if you're upset.
What? No, I'm not upset. What do you think? I'm crazy? I'm upset. Why shouldn't you have her?
It.
What?
Have it.
It, her, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you have a relationship.
Of course not.
I mean, it's like if you had a car that I liked, you know, I could buy that car, right?
Obviously.
And I like this face.
Then you should have this face.
You are a brilliant lawyer.
You never said that to me.
That's motivational software. This is the VX509.2. It's just, well, it's a slight upgrade over yours.
It's rich, Tom. Very cute.
I wish there was anything I could do. But as I said, there's no real legal case here. I called your neurologist and he said you can have the implant removed as early as...
No.
I'm sorry, I mustn't have explained.
No, you fully explained. You fully explained. They want to take away the device. They want to throw me back in the wastebasket.
That's the boarding care place where he used to live.
The device stimulates my cerebral functioning by increasing the velocity of neurotransmitters sent between dendrites and axons. This communication is called intelligence.
Honey, you're not listening.
But before this neural speed, I lived in a place where they locked me in at night. There was a man there who used to scream while he was sleeping.
Mr. Kroll, I understand this.
Before I had the device, I was unable to understand that he screamed due to damage to his posterior parietal cortex, and so I experienced excessive stimulation to the amygdala, causing terror.
Mr. Kroll, please, if you could
He has
just...
to leave.
I explain this to him. I know he seems okay, but sometimes he doesn't understand things. Stuff like the future, he doesn't always get it. Henry, honey, we have no choice.
Mr. Kroll.
What am I gonna do?
Well, if you feel that he isn't able to understand, you could petition to become his legal guardian.
What does that mean?
It means the courts would have to determine that he's mentally incapacitated and not able to make these decisions for himself.
Mentally incapacitated, lacking the ability to meet essential requirements for self-care. See, also incompetent.
What else am I gonna do, Henry? Stand here and watch you die?
I need to leave. Rosie, come with me. Rose.
I think what the lawyer is saying is right, Henry. Henry! We can't let him die, Miss Bristol.
And so now you're petitioning to have him declared mentally incompetent.
He could not understand. It's like he couldn't hear. All he could do was rattle off facts and figures about the implant.
What was he supposed to do, embrace you?
I can't just let him walk away and die.
He has a legal right to refuse medical treatment, even at the cost of his own life.
Not if he doesn't understand what he's doing.
Sounds to me like he understands pretty damn well. He gets his thing taken out, he goes back to being severely mentally retarded, and he doesn't want to. He should get to live the life he wants to live, even if it's a short one. That's his right. That's what I choose.
So now you want to choose for him?
No, I think he should choose.
And what if he can't? What if this isn't really what he wants, but he doesn't understand well enough to choose?
Let me understand this. You had a sex change in January, but you still claim you're not a man.
One penis, and all of a sudden I've had a sex change.
What is all it takes?
My client's penis is purely for decorative purposes, like a tattoo.
I've still got everything I was born with. I just did a little add-on.
My client has a history of debilitating depression and anxiety. This encounter has caused him to question his entire sexual identity. He's gone into a severe clinical depression. He's unable to work.
That's absurd. He could go into the state over anything. That doesn't mean he can sue her.
We're taking this to court.
You should have informed me you had a penis.
You should have asked.
Hello, Darwin. You look rested today.
Are you aware of what's going on around here, Voxie?
I do not understand.
Neither do I.
It's not about sex. It's about walking into that boardroom knowing that you're packing. I feel like I've got a whole new swing in my stride. It's about confidence.
Tom, have you seen this?
It's the Venus lifestyle!
This just wrong.
I heard a guy in my building just got one.
He wasn't packing already?
A second!
You know, we could be looking at a worldwide penis devaluation. I'm serious. It'll be like when we went off the gold standard.
Maybe. But the guy can't just sue my client over it. She wants to pack, she's entitled to pack.
All for only $39.99.95. Charges may vary with state local taxes. Offer not valid in Tennessee.
I don't know. Somebody ought to sue for something.
He still won't talk to you? He's been shut in his study this whole time. He says I have to talk to him through his lawyer.
For crying out loud.
I keep thinking I know that guy from somewhere.
Hologram heads on the 405. Duke LaPointe. No case too small. Dr. Karich, after examining Mr. Krell, how would you describe his mental competency?
Uneven. In certain areas, like information gathering, he tested well above genius level. In other areas, testing showed his mental capacity to be subnormal.
What areas would those be?
Abstract reasoning, concepts like the future or the consequences of his actions, these are still at a very childlike level for him. He uses the kind of magical thinking that might characterize an 8-year-old child.
Such as?
For instance, last year, his dog, Barney, was hit by a car. He seems to believe Barney is coming back. And he maintains the childlike belief that as long as his wife stays with him, nothing bad can ever happen to him.
Dr. Karich, is it your professional opinion that Mr. Krell has the mental competency to make decisions about his own physical safety?
Under no circumstances. He seems completely unable to grasp the fact that he will die if he doesn't have the implant removed.
Thank you. I have nothing further.
Mr. LaPointe.
All right. It's me. I can't seem to read my own writing here. All right. All right, so this neural doohickey.
Objection.
Yep.
The word doohickey is unacceptable medical terminology.
Fine, fine, fine. Strike the word doohickey from the record. Replace it with the right word.
Implant.
Anyway, so if my client doesn't have this implant removed, he's definitely going to die? Is that a medical fact?
Not a fact. I couldn't say that exactly.
So it's your opinion?
Not just my opinion, a medical opinion.
But your
based on the
opinion,
fact-
nonetheless.
Well, yes.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, but what you're really saying is that you want to find a person mentally incompetent and take away a guy's liberty and property because he disagrees with your opinion. Do you do that with everyone who disagrees with you?
Objection.
I hate to discuss politics with you.
Irrelevant and prejudicial.
Strike it from the record. That's it. All right, I'm out.
What the hell is this all about? You got a penis? What'd you go ahead and do that for?
Your Honor, we move to dismiss. My client is legally entitled to alter her appearance in any way she sees fit.
But not to pose as a woman and engage a heterosexual man in unwitting sexual relations with another man. It's blatant fraud.
In this day and age of inexpensive, safe plastic surgery, a person's physical attributes no longer signify anything about his or her identity.
There's a guy in West Covina who just got a tail, and nobody thinks he's a monkey.
Your Honor, I submit that certain symbols are so powerful that holding them legally indicates association with the symbolized group. You wave the American flag, it means that you're American. You wave the swastika, it means that you're a Nazi.
Your Honor, $500,000 in damages just because he was surprised?
The shock and distress caused by the sight of this penis aggravated my client's existing emotional problems. $500,000 represents his lost wages in his job as a car salesman and the cost of his psychiatric bills.
Well, she is responsible for aggravating his medical condition, even if she did so unknowingly. I'll have to hear this one.
I met him on my maglev. I'm a driver. That's my job. He used to ride my Wilshire route downtown to his bank every day.
About how long ago was this?
9 years ago in June.
So after he'd had the implant?
He was so sweet to me. It was cold. I guess I was kind of shivering or something, and he gave me a scarf. That's what I always noticed about him. The way he was with people. He talked to everyone. Old ladies, little kids, tourists. I liked the way he made them feel like they mattered. And I liked the way he looked out the window at the whole world with this expression on his face, like it was just a miracle.
When he has the implant taken out, if there's any mental deterioration...
There won't be.
What makes you say that?
I am not gonna give up, Henry. I talked to your neurologist. He said he'd found some research that shows that you can keep these neural connections alive in your brain if you work at it. That's how they cure autism.
How? How do you plan to do that?
Well, you play games, crosswords, stuff like that. It's like exercise only for your brain.
Would you ever send him to live anywhere else?
I would never. You're my husband. You will always live with me. Because I love you. Not that thing in your head. Not the way you download statistics. I love the way you are in here, your soul. And that is not gonna change.
I have nothing further.
Your husband's parents are dead, right?
They died a long time ago.
Did they leave him any money?
They left him a trust, but he never touched it. That's how we felt about them. They were ashamed of him. That's why they sent him away to live in that terrible place.
So the money, that's just sitting in the trust, right?
He'd never touch it.
How much money?
Objection, irrelevant.
She's gonna control all his money. It's irrelevant. How much?
Overruled.
How much?
Well, a lot, to tell you the truth.
How much?
Over $5 million.
$5 million?
I am not doing this for the money. I don't care about the money.
Oh, really? Because your supervisor over at the LA Maglev says you already talked to him about quitting your job.
Well, yes, but only so that I...
Thank you. Yes will suffice. And the surveillance camera on Route 9 shows you calling just this morning about purchasing a house in fashionable South Central.
Objection. You cannot hack into the maglev surveillance systems.
I'm not doing this for the money, Henry. You've got to believe me.
Are you prepared to reintroduce this surveillance record as evidence?
Sure.
Your Honor, I demand that this entire testimony be stricken from the record as it was obtained illegally.
Fine. Strike it. Sorry.
That'll be all, Miss Corral. You may step down. We're adjourned.
What's it true about Rose?
She wanted to buy you a house that was less of a commute for you.
That maglev ride home is so long, that's all.
2.5 miles to Cochrane, left on Cochrane. 3.2 miles north to Normandy. Stop, change to 103 North Bus. 5.0 miles to Sunset. 2.9 miles east on Sunset to final destination. Total travel time, 57 minutes.
No, I was just worried, that's all. It's not about the money. You know I never cared about the money.
She just wants to make sure everything's as easy as possible for you.
In case I can't even find my way home.
In case there's some loss, yes.
That's what you want it to be like.
No.
That's what you want me to be like.
No, I shouldn't have called. It's not going to be like that.
You'd quit your job.
Only if I had to take care of you.
That person you'd be taking care of day in, day out. You think that would be me?
No.
Is that who you think I am?
No, I was just...
Mr. Krell, please.
Wow, Natasha. Beautiful color. So sweet of you. Hey, Darwin. Come in.
Hey, you should have seen his face. He was so shocked.
You guys threw him a surprise party?
She did.
She threw you a birthday party.
She downloaded the date off my DMV record and then called everyone in my PDA.
Apparently not everybody.
Oh, dude, I'm sorry, man. Obviously there's a glitch in the software somewhere.
Apparently.
Here's to Tom Montero, who had the vision to install this amazing virtual assistant.
Okay, I installed her first.
Not voluntarily. Pass the champagne, would you, Bob?
Hey, dude, excuse me.
Here's to Tom. Everybody.
For he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow.
I don't want to do this anymore.
What?
I want to drop the lawsuit. He wants to be in charge of his own life. Maybe he should.
We can drop the lawsuit if that's really what you want.
I don't know. I've never seen him like this. He won't even look at me. I wish I'd never done this.
Oh, Rose. You didn't do this to him.
Well, what if I'm wrong, Miss Bristol? What if it's just cruel to keep him alive like that?
If you're his guardian, you get to help make the decision that you think is best for him. You don't have to force him to live. You just have to decide. Are you afraid that you won't feel the same way about him if he deteriorates?
I love him. I'll always love him.
If you wanted to walk away, I would understand. But if you do, who's gonna fight for his life?
And so you talked her back into it.
Well, she'd always blame herself if she just let him die.
First-year associates. Oh,
I just ordered this online. Thought it was kind of funny. Just thought, you know, it's like a homeopathic patch that you put behind your ear called the love patch. Supposedly it releases all these natural opiates into your system to counteract some sort of oxytocin drop that happens if you're in the middle of a heartbreak or something like that. I don't know, you know, the happy patch works, the kava patch works. I figured for $34.95, why not? It's completely stupid.
Does it work?
No. Maybe a little.
Really?
Why? Are you trying to get over someone?
No.
He dragged me into the bedroom by my tie.
And at no time during this encounter or earlier in the party did the defendant ever mention the penis in question.
No, never.
Leading you to assume, naturally, that the defendant was penis-free.
Obviously. Who wouldn't?
Mr. Portnoff, do you recall the date of this encounter?
It was March 15th, Friday.
Allow me to introduce to evidence the defendant's credit card bill for January 2030, which proves beyond a doubt that the offending member had in fact been installed and paid for 2 months earlier. I have nothing further.
Due to the amount of partying you admit having engaged in, your memory of that night's pretty hazy, right?
I remember enough.
So you remember when you met my client that you were in a rather emotional state due to the fact that the party was for your best friend's 30th birthday.
I guess I was a little sentimental.
Well, isn't it a fact that you were in a highly maudlin state of mind? And after engaging in sexual relations, you in fact lay in my client's bed for almost 45 minutes, weeping about time's winged chariot before passing out.
Objection, Your Honor. This is completely irrelevant.
Your Honor, I wish to submit that the plaintiff is in fact in a highly charged emotional state pretty much all the time, due to the amount of estrogen he is currently taking for his emotional problems, right?
I have a serious depressive aggression problem due to an excess of testosterone and corticosteroids.
2,500 micrograms of estrogen a day? That's enough to put you in a permanent state of level 5 PMS.
You sexist bastard!
Mr. Scoble, control your client.
Your Honor, my client is accused of turning herself into a man by a man who is turning himself into a woman.
No!
Your Honor, this
I'm still a man,
demonstrates
damn
my
it.
client's pre-existing mental state.
Everybody, be quiet. Okay. What we've got here is a man on estrogen and a woman with a penis.
For whatever it's worth, the sex was fabulous.
Laura, you were part of the neural implant study group, correct? You used to have an implant?
Yes.
How long did you have it?
I think it was for 6 years. Is that right? It was good. I got job working for a councilman at City Hall. I answered phones. I kept a schedule in the computer. Everybody asked me questions, and I always knew the answers. Daniel called me his genius lady.
Objection? Relevance?
Why? It's relevant. This is what's going to happen to my client. Because I submit the guy knows the score, and you're looking at it.
Overruled.
Now, who is Daniel?
He was my boyfriend.
2 years ago, you had the implant removed. Do you remember why? It's okay. Don't worry about it. Do you still work at City Hall?
No, they said I have to leave. They said it wasn't my fault.
And this Daniel character?
He said we couldn't be together anymore, and he was crying. But that's okay because my mom says it wasn't my fault. Now I can live with her, and she takes care of me.
So, your life is different now.
They said it wasn't my fault. Everybody said I didn't do anything wrong.
You didn't do anything wrong. You're doing great. Is your life different now?
I don't know. There used to be things I could say. There used to be a way people talked to me. I remember Daniel. I don't know how to say it anymore. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I have nothing further.
Laura?
messed up. I messed up.
No, you are doing great. But I talked to your mother. And she said that the two of you have been having some good times lately. You like to work in the garden together. I have nothing further.
It seems to me that a man who's on 2,500 micrograms of estrogen has no business making claims of being defrauded by another man posing as a woman.
Your Honor, we move to dismiss on the grounds that the plaintiff is no longer a man.
That's a lie, you son of a bitch. How do you know what a man is? How does anybody know what a man is anymore?
Right, fine. Forget I even mentioned it.
Your Honor, I submit that my client has been pushed to a complete
set of
nervous
breast, by a new
breakdown.
nose, pop an antidepressant strip, nothing helps. Because at the end of the day, you still feel empty. And you are all alone.
That's life. Get help. Case dismissed.
Amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You are so great. Yes.
Mr. Krell, what day is today?
April 19, 2030, 11:38 a.m.
How old are you?
37 years.
Who's the President of the United States?
Oprah Winfrey.
See? He knows what's going on. Do you understand what's going on?
She thinks I won't know my way home anymore. She wants to sell the house. She wants to quit her job so she can spend the rest of her life taking care of me. And she's 34 years old, and she has a life expectancy of 95.3 years. And I am not letting her see me the way I used to be.
Why?
Because it's not who I am.
Surely she didn't fall in love with this collection of plastic and wire.
It makes me able to see things clearly. It makes me able to talk to her. It makes me able to understand. It makes me able to remember.
What do you remember?
I remember that on June 14, 2021, the yen fell 15 points. Microsoft opened its second colony on Mars, and at 8:47 a.m., I walked down to the 107 maglev, and I met Rose.
It was a big day for you, huh?
It was cold that morning, 52 degrees. And when she said hello to me, her breath made a cloud in front of her, and I offered to explain the principle of condensation that occurs when a warmer body, such as the air she breathes, meets a colder body, such as the air around her. And she laughed and said, no thanks, she'd settle for my token. Do you remember? You didn't know me before. You didn't know me the way I used to be when I lived in the board and care and somebody had to pick out my clothes for me and they'd take us to the farmer's market and we'd have to wear name tags. I won't let it happen, Rosie, because you never would have loved that person because nobody loved him.
I have nothing further.
Mr. Krell, are you aware of what will happen if you do not get this implant removed?
I'm not having it removed.
We know that that's your position, but are you aware that several patients have already died due to complications from this implant?
6 have died, leaving 1,994 remaining alive.
Yes, but all of them are symptomatic, including yourself. 12 of them are in critical condition. Your neurologist
I want
urges...
to take my chances.
But Mr. Krell, do you understand what those chances are?
In 2025, patients who had had a neurospinal implant to correct paralysis due to spinal cord injury were instructed to have the implant removed. 34%, while over 100 refused to do so.
Mr. Krell, those patients died.
One of them remains alive.
And you're hoping that will be you against all odds.
Microbiologists at Caltech estimate the chances of life on Earth ever having occurred as 1 in 238,347,987,102.
So you're counting on a miracle then?
Yes.
But Mr. Krell, do you understand what we are talking about here today? The extreme likelihood that you will die, that in a year, 2 years, you will close your eyes and never wake up, never see the sun, never stand up, never breathe again, never see Rose again.
No, it won't happen.
Yes, it will, Mr. Krell. It will happen. You will die. Don't you understand that?
No, I don't believe it.
Why not?
Because if I died, who would take care of Rosie?
I have no further questions.
Hello, Darwin. I like your tan.
Thank you, Boxy. Display options. Select.
I like your striped shirt.
Yeah, like I thought you were real.
I understand.
Henry Krell believes in miracles. He believes that in spite of the terrible odds against him, that he will survive. I think it's painfully clear to all of us here in the courtroom that he does not understand the ramifications of his decision, and that he deserves help in making a choice, a terrible choice, that no one should ever have to make. And yet I believe that he will survive, too. Not because he will be able to outrun this, but because he has someone in his life that loves him enough to make an informed decision with him, to fight for his life with him, fight for his mind with him. We place so much importance on being the best, fastest, smartest, maximizing our capabilities. But what's really important? Henry, what you and Rose have, that's what's really important. That's the miracle. Have faith in her, Henry. She's not going to make you live a life that you don't want to live. And you said it yourself. You take care of her. Let her take care of you, too.
What a mess. His wife says he doesn't understand what's going on. I think he understands pretty damn well, to tell you the truth. Is he in denial that he's gonna die? I don't know. Who isn't? Isn't that supposed to be a good thing? I mean, if we all went around all day aware that in 100 years we'd all be dead, we'd never be able to put on our socks, for crying out loud. This guy has a right to decide what quality of life is acceptable to him. Is he thinking it through the way you would or I would? Well, maybe not. But I think it's clear what he wants. To be totally honest, in the same situation, it's probably what I'd want too. I think you gotta respect his wishes.
All rise. The Honorable Judge Levinson presiding.
Well, as Mr. LaPointe so eloquently put it, this is a mess. The Uniform Guardianship and Protective Proceedings Act of 1982 says a person is incapacitated when he lacks the ability to meet the essential requirements for his physical health or safety. And I am convinced that you do not understand the peril to your own safety. It is this court's opinion that your interests will be best served by naming your wife as your legal guardian, knowing that whatever decision she makes, she will make it with you, in your best interests. We're adjourned.
make you live a life you don't want to live. I promise. I just want a little time to make the right decision.
It's been like a dream. Come on, Rosie, let's go home.
Do you want me to turn the light on or anything?
No, no. No, it's just fine. I was leaving anyway.
Well, good night then.
Good night.
So you're from Detroit?
Yeah. And you?
Cleveland.
Oh, wow, two Midwesterners.
Yep.
I always get Cleveland confused with Cincinnati.
Not so hard to do.
Plus, there's Columbus. Columbus.
Excuse me.
Voxy?
Foxy?